Good evening, I'm Adventure Argonaut. This is Hyaku Monogatari Honto ni Atta Kowai Hanashi. So, 100 scary stories from Japan and with candles. Candle corresponding with a story. We've gotten past like 22 stories only, so we still got plenty of them to take care of, to experience and all that. Let's see the streams. Is every stream working? Before I can get to the stories, have to see the streams, but never cross the streams because that's a disaster, of course. All right, seems to be working. Everything is working. Okay, all right, good. Seems to be working. Then let's play the game. Right, good. Game in quotation marks, of course. Then let's play. It's not really a game. Right? It's a game in quotation marks, of course. Then let's play. Actual. It's not really visual. A game. It's a game in quotation marks, of course. Okay, I heard some noise and then it's my voice. There's one of these. Okay, I heard some noise and then it's okay. I heard my voice from one of my streams. Okay, now it's taken care of. Don't wanna listen to my own voice ever. Okay. Okay, what's this? Don't know what the first the attacking wrist. Okay. I guess it's osote kurute kubi. I guess I wouldn't have known the kanji, the first one, and it's from Saitama Prefecture once again, and some anonymous guy had sent in this or written this story or whatever it is. So this is autumn night. I guess happened on an autumn night. Or late autumn. I think it means, well, whatever, it's late autumn or autumn night, whatever. It happened right after school festival ended around the same time. Uh, I had suffered a broken heart. So what's this? Looking back now, I think it was a very unstable, uncomfortable time or something. As usual, so coming home from school as usual, the road was a little crowded. Went home by train. That was swaying back and forth or around or something. And on that day, club activities were unexpectedly busy. Or I guess he'd been busy with club activities, and it was like was tired after that. He was really tired, not really in the body, but in the mind. And then he went to bed and closed his eyes. Memories of the fun times they had together and the day they parted came to mind. So I guess he's talking about his ex-girlfriend. No, it says Kare. I think so. It's okay. It's another chick. So I guess she broke up with her boyfriend. Okay, I thought it was a guy finally. So this is like every protagonist here is a female, almost. There'll be a few guys. Okay, naturally I couldn't fall asleep easily. Just lying on the futon, waiting to get sleepy or feel sleepy. And then it was a strange orange light. So then the head cleared as she was staring at the light. I guess it's just a lantern, the orange light. As first, like, is it some mysterious light? But no, I guess it was a lantern or something, a lamp. Finally started to feel sleepy. Consciousness was fading, and then from somewhere heard the voice of a person. So and the neighbor. So it was a sisters. No, it sounded. No, it's not sister. Okay, it sounded different from the voice of my sister who was who was sleeping next to me. So yeah, the sister was sleeping next to her, but it was somebody else talking. So it's like perked her ears, and there was like around 10 people. Felt like 10 people talking. Yeah. I felt like I could finally sleep. Tried to ignore it and go to sleep. Okay, I guess to ignore the voices. At that time, uh, creepy hands. So there was a strange weight on my futon. So is sleep paralysis again? Seems to be a theme. I opened my eyes wondering what it was. Someone's hands on my shoulders. It's like being held down. Gradually, the pressure got stronger, sink into the futon, and felt it. Breathing getting increasingly rough, and the moment I thought the breath would stop. Suddenly, the power faded out. Uh, I think it's not talking like electricity power or like her own power strength. Or maybe it is talking. So, in vague consciousness, I saw myself in the middle of the room. And my consciousness um, so the consciousness was moving in front of me. I think it's like there was another sleep paralysis story that, sort of felt like their consciousness was separated from the body and floating there. So I headed towards the window on the west side of the room and looked back. And then through the window saw a swaying black shadow. Seemed to be the shadow of a person. Furthermore, at the entrance of the room, I saw a shadow of a lion that looked like something out of a cartoon. Probably not sort of normal. She wasn't in a normal state of mind, I guess. At this time, strangely, she remembered how cute the lion was. Is it like a big proper sized lion or some small lion or what? So the lion was staring at me, so I put out my hand to call it over. And that moment, the lion charged with great force. I was blown away and fell like jettisoned across the bed or something. I fell across the bed. Whoa, we're in the Matrix. The moment I fell into a strange space, had a fear, or felt like falling into a strange space or strange area. Not space as in outer space, but space as in absence of matter. Just, anyways, it was falling somewhere to the end or somewhere. In my foot. So I was calling the name of my sister lying next to me, like while my consciousness was fading or something. The sister who should be sleeping next to me, but everything is quiet as if nothing had happened. Was everything a dream? Despite my fears, I breathed a sigh of relief, but I can't get what happened out of my head. I reached out and grabbed my sister's hand and placed my hand on her cheek. At that time, human warmth was very calming, more calming than anything. And I held my sister's hand tightly. After calming down a bit, I put my sister's hand back under the covers. At the moment, I still realized I was in the world. Because red text, creepy. The hand was just a wrist. So I threw the wrist on the floor. So it was like a detached wrist or something. I had no choice. And then that's the only way to escape the place or the situation. And the wrist, and I crawled across the floor and clutched the edge of my futon. And so I climbed onto the bed. So wait, they had a bed and a futon. And step like climbed on the bed one step at a time or something. Or no, is it the bed is... Ugh. And then I died. Seems like I lost my consciousness and came to in the morning. It seems the mom was quite angry, like, oh no, she was worried. Wait, let's see. So like around breakfast time, mom was worried and called out to her or something. That's basically it. What happened then a dream, or is it reality? I can't decide. Um, I tried looking around a few days later, but the results were the same. It was a horrible experience and a scary experience, even thinking back on it, but nothing else has happened since. Nothing like that. Also, because of the experience, um, I haven't experienced any like misfortune outside of the experience or something. I would say I'm living a fairly happy life. Maybe it's a psychological problem after all, our cause. But I'm still a bit worried or feeling uneasy. Okay, but that's one candle down. I have to go check something in the kitchen. Be right back. Right, I have returned. Um, let's do a save and get to the next story. So let's see, what do we have here? Something, so it's like a ghost that was stayed on the photograph. Is from Tokyo, and it's a Kei-san is the protagonist. Evil spirits in photos. Ke. Klingon electric. That has to be what Ke stands for, right? I'm gonna talk to you. What I'm gonna talk to you about is a true story I heard from my mother, who works in design. Huh? After hearing the story, I realized that my future. I realized my future. Like I'm worried for my future, I guess, after hearing about it. Hearing the reason until the end, you'll understand it if you listen until the end. So first, listen to me, my story. Yeah, just get on with it. Get on with it. This unnecessary stuff. Incident happened when my mother's friend came to her workplace. It started with the visit when the friends and my mother's friend, yes, visited. Um, so she's like borrowing an apartment, a mansion. So so my mother lives a little way away from the workplace in a like fancy apartment, a mansion. Japanese mansion means something else. My mother's friend lived in the apartment, and the friend arrived around noon. No, the friend, mom's friend, was coming to the mansion around noon. They handed a photo to the mom, and trembling began to explain the situation. Actually, in that photo, the photo was possessed by a spirit. Why did they come to the mom's house? The mom had been a psychic since she was a child. This is because they have a third eye that most people don't have. Uh-huh. Well, it's better if that third eye isn't just above their butthole. It's nicer that way, usually. True story. That happened in a like Warhammer fantasy role-playing game. Like some. It wasn't my character. It was friend's character got a like chaotic mutation, and they got an extra eye, and it ended up being just above their butthole or something. Anyways, haven't. So yeah, she. Anyway, the narrator says that they haven't seen the eye. I guess the third eye of the mom. So maybe it is above the butthole. So the mom has experienced various haunted buildings or something, haunted places, or spiritual phenomena. So she knows how to deal with spirits and stuff. So that's why the mom's friend came to ask for her help, I guess, because she's experienced. So the mom decided to look at the picture first before proceeding. And the photo was taken in a rocky area with the ocean in the background. If you look closely, you will see a human face in the sky. It's in pictures everywhere. And it's glared around on the rocks or something. Can't really see the human face on that photo though. So mom asked me in detail about the situation, and the mom asked, not me, asked the friend about the situation and the atmosphere and everything, or the mood. The person didn't want to talk about the photo, and I guess chose their words carefully or something. In the end, it just left the photo with the mom and left. So the mom so there wasn't much she could do with just a photo, so she got back to work, I think. Oh yeah, because she was a designer or something, but like her proper profession. So her work was busy that day, even at 8 o'clock in the evening. The mom didn't come home. In the end, mom didn't come home that day at all. Dun, dun, dun. Then around 1 a.m., the mom, she was still working around that time. So actually, she was planning to go home, but the work was unexpectedly busy, and the photos that were given to her, they were so interesting or something. So it was sort of staying at work because of them. So wait, was she working, or was she like trying to figure out the photo, the mystery of the photos or something? However, contrary to her the mom's actions, the work mood didn't improve, or the work efficiency didn't improve. The mood got worse and worse. I guess that makes sense. If you stay overnight at your workplace, that's usually not fun. The cause probably was the ghost picture. Like mom felt like it had something to do with the picture itself. A cursed picture before the internet. My mother finally gave up on work and went to bed just after 2 a.m. But no matter how much time passed, I couldn't sleep. On the contrary, they couldn't even close their eyes. So, because of the strong spiritual energy that clung to the mom, and it stimulated the spirit. So, the mom sat up and let out a breath. Hmm? Mom had a strong spiritual energy around the desk, or it felt like there was a strong spiritual energy. Was that a sextant? It was a close call. Mom managed to avoid the flying compass. So the compass, okay, it flew at her. Poltergeist. The mom thought, here it comes. I guess it's happening, the spiritual phenomenon or whatever. At the same time, the spiritual energy was quite strong, because at any moment, or suddenly the mom was in a sleep paralysis again. Sleep paralysis, like this is almost Like, assuming these are true stories or something, like, yeah, the sleep paralysis seems to be a thing indeed. So mom had very strong power, unless you might be paralyzed. I'm not quite sure. Does it mean that because she's strong spiritual powers, the paralysis didn't affect her much, or is it despite her strong spiritual powers is still affected? I'm not sure which it is actually. But even if she got the paralysis, she would know how to fight it or something. So yeah, she's badass, I guess. Badass spiritual witch thingy. However, this time, whatever you, I guess this time, yeah, she couldn't break the paralysis, no matter what she did, I think. On the other hand, mom was pushed against the wall and was unable to move. And when you looked ahead, the sharp objects in the room were floating. Ooh, okay, sounds bad. And then everything, like all of those floating items were setting their sights on the mom. But that's just beginning of the fear. I was just a premonition or something. The mom had already sensed the presence of an extremely strong spiritual energy on the other side of the door. So the door slid open quietly and a knife floated in. Or if you were a normal person, that's what it looked like, that it floated. But I guess there was a spirit holding it or something. But mom clearly could see the evil spirit, Akurio, holding the knife in what appeared to be a hand, and it was coming for the mom. Ooh, I don't see the knife though. So the mom couldn't. She was in a situation where she couldn't do anything, and death seemed inevitable or something. Then it's like she gave up and closed her eyes. And then He-Man burst through the wall. No, guardian spirit. Is that like cheese squiggles words? Am I supposed to hear something? I didn't hear anything at all. At that time, the words in her mom's mind had been like brought back or something. Mm, I don't know the details anyway. The mom said an exorcism spell. She she began to chant an exorcism spell. The power of Christ compels you. I don't know. Seeing this ghost battle makes me want to play some RPG. I'm saved. I was feeling into the room just now, and the strong spirit faded away, or rather, like the spirit that was filling the room then faded away. And the knives and the other items fell on the floor, the ones that were floating, I guess. And the mom also collapsed on the bed, exhausted, and she was confused by the horrific events. And of course, she couldn't sleep that night. There's no way she could. Well, I thought she was really tired. Apparently, she learned the exorcism spell from a golden guardian spirit that her mother had seen previously. Sounds like Pokemon. Is Nintendo gonna sue? Um, I don't know the details, but the mom was saved anyways, or she survived. And then the next day, the mom called a friend and returned the photo. Maybe the friend tried to have her killed. The mom told about the spirit in the photo, and it seems to have disappeared. The spirit from the photo. Okay. Some kanji, I don't quite know. It seems. So the best thing they could do is to seal the spirit temporarily. To really dispose of the photo, you need a medium or someone of high rank. Uh, so there was, I guess, you'd have to ask a medium of high rank to really get rid of the stuff. So there was, she went to, she knew a monk, so she went to see them, and I guess backed away from this mystery or this problem. But none of my business. And and then the mom returned home safely and told the son or daughter all about it. And when the mom came home, the first thing she saw was she showed them a smile. Means she was possessed by the spirit. Only evil spirit smile. It was a tired smile too. The image of my mother that they saw that day is still in stuck in their mind. So her sure that the smile was the mom's way of, being kind and putting them at ease. So I want to see a strong and kind woman. So if they see a strong and kind woman, so it I guess reminds of the mom's smile or something like that. So I've been thinking about it a lot lately, this story or this event. I inherited mom's blood, so will I become like her? Or I'm very anxious. Now the candle has been snuffed out. The candles of snuff. Huh? It's not over yet. Lastly, unfortunately, spell the mom used. I can't tell you the spell. If ordinary people use it carelessly, it might cause problems. Okay. I don't know the details either, so please, if you have strange thoughts or inquiries, please do not do this. Thank you for your support. Okay. Weird disclaimer. Alright. One story down again. So that was 24. Now this is 24. Oh no, it's special story, so it's gonna be those talky thingies. Where I won't be able to understand or hear anything really. What's this? Is it something white? No. See, approaching white blade. Okay.
私の工房が茨城なんですがね、そこへよく遊びに来るおっさんがいるんですよ。その人が、稲川さんよくテレビでそういう話するけどね、あるねあれ、すごいねって言うんですよ。なかったんですかって聞いたら。いや、仲間で釣りが好きな人がいて、私も好きだから一緒に行ったと。それで行った場所がこともあるのに、その日光のダイヤ川ありますわね。それも神様の鉢かなんかがあって、本来なら行っちゃいけないようなところ、こっそり夕方行って、まあ悪くや密漁みたいなもんですよ。で、そのおっさん、こっち側、川挟んで向こう側にその友達がいたんです。別に釣り気がないんだけど、竿食べて、しばらくいて、あいつはどうしてるかなとひょいってみたら、向こうに立ってて、手振ってるって。あーって手振った。そしたら向こうは、あーってんじゃないんだけど手振ってるの。何なんだろうな、あいつ。両手振って走ってやってって言ったら、とっとっとっとっとって走るんですよ。で、自分で、あーどけんだーいって言ったら、まだ走ってるんですよ。見ると手をブルブル振ってるんだそうですよ。あいつ竿振って手振って何してんだって、どんどん飲んでいった。どんどん飲んでいくから、おっと見たら、あーって声がした場所が違うんだよ。友達は別のところで釣ってるんです。元のとこ目やったら、その手振って竿振りましたから、どんどんそっち近づいてってる。じゃああいつは何者だと。よーく目を凝らしてみると、竿ではなくて、持ってるのは刀で、鎧を着てるって言うんですよ。危ねえぞお前、危ねえぞーなーに危ねえぞーなーに言ってる人たちが、わー バーッとしだした。そしたら後から鎧のやつがバーッとついてくるんだそうですよ。必死になって逃げるから一緒になって自分もかわしながら逃げろー逃げろー逃げろーって朝手になったらパパパパッとですよ。その時はもう姿がなかった。今のなんだおいどうしたいって。いや俺はお前だと思って手振ったらよ、走ってって先でお前向こうで声したから見たんだよ。あれなんだいってな。なんだいじゃねえよお前。血だらけになった侍がお前刀引っ張ってお前ブルブルブルブル振り回しながら俺に向かってきたい。稲川さんあいつも俺もあったんだよ。いるんだねあんなものがね。往来もう二度と行かねえよあそこへはって話を聞かせてくれました。
Uh, yeah, I could understand, a few words here and there, but not really the whole thing. But clearly, there was a samurai ghost thingy and was chasing somebody. I think it was his friend or something. He did say Tomodachi several times. Whatever. One candle down. Okay, this is the school mystery stuff again, like school 7 mysteries. So yeah, oh, why is it so fucking fast? Wasn't this fast last time? The music room. I don't know. This is gym. Why not? Let's go to the gym. Hey, Agent Double Hertz. Hey, Agent Double Hertz. Hey, Agent Double Hertz. It's Echo. Echo. So this is a gym of a school. And that was that. So after school, strangely, so after school there are times when I strangely feel like playing in the gym. So sweating in uniform until the sun goes down, running around in the gym. Before I knew it, it was time to go home. There was a, I guess, announcement, so should be going home. I'm sure you had the experience of your voice reverberating throughout the gymnasium. I guess like echo and stuff. But at this school, it seems there are students at this school who play in the gym in the middle of the night. They're just vampires. Don't be a bigot, okay? This is what the security guards are watching as well. So in the middle of the night, the lights in the gymnasium were on, even though I was sure I turned them off in the middle of the night. Or, yeah, I turned them off, I guess, before leaving. They said they could hear someone playing. Playing what? Oh no, is it basketball? No. Apparently that too. Yeah, basketball. Yeah, they were playing basketball. Hey, I must be a psychic, I somehow guessed. However, when I entered the gym, there was no sign of anybody there. It was just complete silence. Security guards all said they felt an awful chill. Chill, dude. So, how are you today? Let's take a peek inside. Oh, what's that? The lights in the gym are still on. But I haven't heard of. No, there were rumors that You can't hear any. There were rumors that you can't hear noises or something. I'm not sure. So it was just a simple rumor, I guess. Turn off the lights and go look somewhere else. Okay, so so I can turn off all the lights or just the ones in the back or in the front. Wait, how can I trying to move the cursor? Why can't I move it? Okay, then I had to. I like the D-pad didn't do anything. Oh no, it's a ghost ball. That's from Persona 1. There were enemies like basketball enemies. Somehow seems like the rumor was true. So somebody died at the school. So yeah, are there students who died at the school and they're still playing like that? Like they can't forget the memories of the fun times. Do 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 do. Okay, that was a short story. Save. Let's go to the next one. Well, it is nice that some stories are like small snacks and others are a bit more epic and engaging. So that's good. Uh, the woman that killed me. Okay, from Kanagawa Prefecture and Igarashi Kaoru is the. There's another woman who is the protagonist or the narrator or whatever. Why do people dream? So dreams that are born from the world of unconscious something. So dreams born from the unconscious world attract attention in the field of psychology, and even now it's been researched how they are born. But Butte, uh, all the science, like everything can be, or more than can be explained with science. Like, could the world of dreams be simpler than the things explained by science? Something like that. So the Igarashi Karu's dream, there's a scientific explanation. Or there must be a scientific explanation to her dreams or something. So on the Christmas Eve night, the story begins when Kaoru was in 6th grade. That night, their friend came to stay over, and the two of them stayed up playing until 1 a.m. Hey, it's already 1 o'clock. You two should go to bed already. So the mom, the Kaoru's mother scolded them, and then the two reluctantly went to sleep. And as soon as they lay down, they fell asleep, or Kaoru did. So suddenly, Makoto woke up. No, it's Kaoru. Okay. Yes, Kaoru woke up. And I looked at the clock. It was around 3 o'clock. She looked at the clock. And she wanted to go back to sleep again, rolled over to the right side, and the body collided with something or someone. So Kaori suddenly got scared. And the friend was sleeping, and she turned over in her sleep, like on the opposite left side. So Kaoru squinted her eyes and looked. What? Mom is... Lying next to Kaoru was a woman with long hair and wearing white kimono. Ugh. Creepy. I was still sleepy and didn't check it thoroughly, but... What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Mommy? I'm not gonna go into your room. And the next day... Kaoru told her... I guess when she talked to her mom the next day, the mom said that the mom didn't come to their room or something. Then who was the person on the white, on the bed, you know, the white kimono and stuff? Kaoru felt a chill run down her spine and felt it's running through her. And then something happened a few days later. And that night, she was having a strange dream. In ancient Rome and Greek, a thin, like a verse, so they was wearing a thin cloth like Romans and Greeks. Like she was also wearing it. I guess like a toga probably was what they mean. And with both hands were chained, and knees were on the ground. And even if she tried to struggle, couldn't muster any strength. The time seemed different from today or from modernity or something. So she went back in time. I don't understand why in front of Kaoru, who looked down, there was something sparkling in front of her. And she noticed and looked up, there was a sharp shining dagger. Am I gonna get stabbed? Why? For some reason, she intuitively thought that she might get stabbed. So desperately, she tried to escape, and but the chains holding her hands took away her freedom completely. And then she was sold as a sex slave. No, stop it. Yamete! Yeah, yamete! The cold blade broke the skin on her chest through the ribs. It penetrated deep into her lungs. But strangely, there was no pain. And the warm blood that gushed out, flowing like a river, made her body turn red. Am I dying? Just as she was thinking this, Kaoru woke up from the dream. Then, a few days later, Kaoru had a similar dream again. She was dressed the same as before. I looked around and saw a familiar woman. There were many around. Does it mean like many familiar, like many copies of the same woman, or what? I'm not sure. You killed me! Nice. The one who killed you is me, brother, I guess she said. The woman glaring at Kaoru with a pale face said, I guess she said that it was I that killed you. Kaoru remembered it clearly. It was Christmas Eve night, and she was sleeping next to Kaoru. Had been, I guess the woman that was sleeping next to Kaoru on Christmas Eve night, the woman in white, was in indescribable horror that she awoke from the dream. After that, Kaoru began to see the woman in real life around town, the woman who killed me. There she is. So is that it? Okay. So she began the so so she was just seeing the woman that killed her, but I don't know. I sort of wanted some closure on it. Like, did she confront the woman that killed her? Like, did she say, like, I don't know what you're talking about, I never killed you, you have no evidence, or what exactly? Or did they actually kill her in real life and not just in a dream? Not sure. Not sure. Let's move on. That's all I can do. So this is something about fire and smoke and stuff. It's Aichi Prefecture, KS-san. So smoke seen at the crematorium. Smoke on the water. Dun, 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 dun. Or in the crematorium. Dun, 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 dun. So everybody, you all know what a crematorium is. You know what the kind of place it is. Yes, dead people are burnt there. This is a story that a friend of mine witnessed. So the friend went somewhere. So your friend went to a relative's funeral, and when the ceremony ended and they arrived at the crematorium, a coffin immediately went into the furnace of fire. Was shoved into the furnace. Then, about an hour and a half later, the human body burns and becomes bones, or is it becomes bones? It says Honen in Arima, so I guess it sounds weird. Are the bones supposed to burn too? Or is it that after that, then the bones burn as well? While waiting, the friend was watching the smoke coming out of the chimney. Dun 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 dun. They elected a new pope. Smoke in the chimney. Are there floating coffins? Or like bars of gold? Or okay, that I wouldn't call that horrific like this animation. It's not really scary. It's like what? What's going on, man? Two coffin-shaped plumes of smoke apparently rose from the chimney. Uh, so it's a strange thing. So really happened. Okay, this I don't know. This story was a bit sad. I started off interesting, like oh crematorium, but then it's like okay, I don't know. But hey, if these are actually true stories, then it's you know then it's still worth telling, I guess, if indeed somebody witnessed this. What's this? So it's Chiba Prefecture, and where contagious mysterious phenomenon, and by Summer Girl. Hmm, sounds good. So what's this? Misato Natsumi and Manami are classmates from junior high school. They're good friends, and this is when they were going in junior high school. It was a strange thing that they experienced, or junior high school, middle school, whatever wording you want to use. It all started when Misato was attacked. It was a strange event, strange incident. So one day's night, that's how it's said, worded there. Misato uh, heard a small voice from somewhere telling her to get into bed, and then she dozed off. Or no, when she was on the bed, I think already, and then she heard a small voice from somewhere. Okay, this is sort of Lovecraftian. Ah ha ha, ee hee hee, ah ha ha. Looks sort of well, it's not non-Euclidean, but it's like getting there. or some French weird sci-fi comic that might be too. It's like resonating from depths of hell. The laughter gradually increased in number and surrounded, or I guess intensity, and surrounded Misato. The crowd began to surround. Is there a crowd? I guess envelop. Maybe the laughter enveloped her or something. Yeah, yummy, stop. Misato became scared and tried to jump out of bed, but the body wouldn't move. Hey, is it another sleep paralysis? We should really do some sleep paralysis count. So yeah, she was in a state of sleep paralysis. Yeah, it's so fucking common. Like if these are stories from different people, it's really like it means something that so many people experience sleep paralysis. Like whether it's actually supernatural or not, you can, but it's a phenomenon that should be studied more clearly. I've experienced sleep paralysis a few times, but it's been years since I last had it, as far as I can remember. Anyways, from the next room, I can hear my parents talking. She So the parents are talking in the next room, and they desperately pleads for help, but her mouth keeps opening and closing, just kept repeating no. So I guess she tried to gain the attention of her parents, but no sound came out. Trying to call for help. The next day at school, Misato told Natsumi, and they talked about the experience. Natsumi listened with amusement. She was not scared. Then they thought it's like, it's somebody else's problem, not mine. And then returning home from the club practice, Natsumi heard things from Misato, and she completely forgot. The sound is patchy again. Oh damn it. Okay, but not my voice. Then maybe I should just lower the sound volume or something if it's so it doesn't bother. But yeah, I think earlier when there was the speech, those events where it's just a guy talking, the sound is a bit patchy to me too, so it might partially be just it's not even an internet problem, but it's just old game problem, maybe. Anyways, that night Natsumi was tired as soon as she was tired, and she fell asleep, I guess, pretty as soon as she lay down. Ah ha ha, ee hee hee ha ha ha. Natsumi woke up to the sound of eerie laughter. So this is what Misato said or mentioned. It's the same story. What does it mean? When Natsumi tried to move her body, she realized that she was indeed paralyzed and was overcome with fear. The laughter got bigger and in volume and began to surround her. Please move my body, move your body. Natsumi repeatedly prayed, and suddenly the paralysis was lifted and the sound of laughter no longer was heard or something. The laughter stopped as it were a lie or something. Yeah, because it says Uso there, lie. And Natsumi, she woke up in the morning without having a wink of sleep. But how can she wake up then if she didn't sleep? Whatever. The exact same thing happened to me as it happened to Misato. Natsumi had a frightening experience at school. I explained it in detail in front of Misato and Manami. Or rather, I guess at school she explained the experience of the experience happened at the school. Misato said it with a wry smile. Because I told you, could it be contagious? Ah, I sort of like the idea. Hey, I just noticed that our glass is much closer, floating in the air. Anyways, yeah, the infectious stories. I'm pretty sure somebody has used the technique before, but it's interesting idea, nevertheless. So, well, is it Manami's turn next? Yada, yamete! Stop, I don't wanna, I don't know, share it. This is no joke. So, it's just joking. There were the three of them, but never imagined that Manami would have the same experience that night. So the next day, Manami said with pale face, "So it happened to me too, the same as you too. Misato and Natsumi couldn't help but just look at each other. So it's contagious after all. Let's end it with Manami. Well, if they commit suicide then. But hey, now I hear it. Maybe and everybody watching this stream, they will hear it too, and then we will have the same dream." That's right, Manami. You shouldn't talk to anyone. Okay, I understand. I'll never tell you. And then to them, nothing will happen, but you will hear the story. Right, nothing will happen since you didn't hear the story or something. But anyways, be careful tonight. Something like that. Okay. I do like simply the idea, for a horror or maybe some science fiction story that the more like there's a problem, but the more you investigate, the worse it gets, and like the only solution is sort of just to ignore it, like maybe not ignore it completely, like maybe you still have to do some steps to steer clear of it, but should not look into it too much. Like there's one Star Trek Voyager episode where actually, like, there's the ship is caught in an anomaly of some sort, and they try to do all sorts of things to get past it, but then the solution is not to do anything. So it's sort of similar but different. Anyways, let's go to the next story. So another story from Tokyo is this Seal of the Ice. Okay, and Takahashi Marika is the protagonist here. Oh, okay. So I'm a 24-year-old OL. That means office lady. I didn't know that the term, like, oh, the acronym or whatever, OL is this old because this is from like 30 years ago. I thought it's more modern, but I guess it's used already in the 90s, maybe even in the 80s or something. So yeah, she's an office lady. Actually had a strange experience that I still remember to this day. The memory in question is from when I was a baby, getting my belly. When I was a baby, crying that night was terrible. I just couldn't stop, I guess. But it seems like I was a strong child. Okay, the crying is bothering, especially I'm a dad and I'm a kid who cries, so this is true horror to me. Every night I cried out loud. I was causing trouble for my mother and grandmother. Marika, Marika! I cried and howled as usual. My mother showed no signs of uh, like I guess couldn't. What does it? It's complicated. So I guess she couldn't see any signs of like how to stop the crying, and I showed no signs of like yeah, there were no signs that the kid would ever stop crying. Yeah, yes, yes, okay, you're a good boy, a good girl, there, basically. 10 minutes later, she continued to cry like crazy. Did you wake up with the crying? And then so she woke up to the crying, and the grandmother yeah, came or something. What's the name? Misako? That name is something else. Miko-san. I must be hard to do this every night, so I guess this is the mom. Miko, I think. No. And recently, this kid hasn't been normal. Tomorrow, go to the paper shop. And should I go to the paper shop and ask for help? What? No, it's origami. Is it a paper shop? I guess maybe. Okay, I'm sorry, mom, or thanks, mom. The next day, they called the Ogamiya, like the paper shop. No, it's and took him to psychic. Okay, it's probably psychic that because there's Ogamiya-san. It's like kami means paper and becomes ogami, so that the translations of translated is like paper shop because the kami and ya is the shop, but yeah, it's probably some psychic thing. Yes, sounds weird. Unless it's like an euphemism that psychic is paper for some reason, some weird reason that I don't know. Or was just the name of the psychic instead. I'm not sure. Anyways, maybe it's just Ogamiya-san. Anyway, she looked at her face, and I see, she said, and I made a face and let out a breath. It's the first time I see a child with such strong intuition. Must be hard every night. Yes. Which one? I'll send you some kanbutsu. Some sort of like quickly send you some. I don't know what it is, like some sort of bug. I don't know if it's like a medicine or some sort of exorcism medicine or something. And then the exorcist or the psychic somehow so brought a big wooden box and a brush, red paint or liquid or something, and took out a bottle. And then soaked the brush in the liquid and wrote strange characters on the palm of the kid, I guess, the baby. Then white spots appeared on a crescent moon part of the base of the nail and quickly filled the entire nail. Okay. Then how to express it? Express it? I don't know. There was like a thread of mist rising from between the nail and the skin. It remained there for a while and then disappeared. It's really rare to find a kid with such strong intuition. So, like, does it mean there was an evil spirit or something and the kid sensed it? I'd like her to be my successor. Why is that? Don't you? Why don't you seriously consider this? No, it's my only child. Then let's close our eyes. Eyes? A person with a strong sense as them, they see things that normal people shouldn't see. Something you don't like. I guess it's like things that's better left unseen, and things that apparently can be seen or something. Anyways, the baby already saw stuff that not many people would see. Skull face. What are the eyes that Origami Yasan was talking about? About the third eye. For me, for somebody who it's a normal life, was a useless piece of equipment. I guess means the third eye. So the psychic wrote several more characters on the poem in the same way, but different from the one they written before. A large amount of white mist came out of the fingertips. And during that time, there was no sensation of pain. Maybe the mother of So maybe the mom and the grandma didn't see the white smoke. Don't know what happened so far, but I remember it clearly. You may think I'm lying. I remember when I was talking to my mother before. Turns out I was right. Okay. So later, my knife trying stop like a lie. I guess this is some expression because second time it's been used today that like something stopped like a lie or disappeared like a lie. So far been living happily without any issues. But actually I'm scared. Why do I still remember what happened when I was a baby? It's terrifying to think whether uh, like to remember it so clearly. I guess that's not to say that uh, so like if I'm near a graveyard at night, I certainly won't go. No special reason or no particular reason, except that something the closed eyes are about to open. Okay, creepy. I'll be right back. I have to check on something. Bum bum bum. Wait. Oh. Right. Still have to do something. Okay. Okay. Let's get to work. Well, was really like my computer. I because I have a button here. Let's see if it works. Like it's not working at all. Like it's supposed to mute my mic when I press it, but it's doing fuck all right now. Really nice when a button simply didn't really matter. I wasn't talking in this room anyways. But hey, Slayer, just noticed your message. What game is this? This is a Japanese game that doesn't even have an English name. It's like Hyaku Monogatari, Honto ni Atta Kowai Hanashi. So like 100 stories, like um, scary stories that really happened, something like that. Is the rough translation. So this is another psychic map event. No, Didi, do not press the button. You have no idea what it does. It's probably a reference to some movie or something. I don't know. Yeah, this was some Devil's Railroad or something. Yeah, let's just see what this place is. Report. There are many famous suicide spots close to us, and this is one of them. Oh, very nice, very comfy. The pedestrian only crossing near Omiya station is called Ikoi Crossing. Yeah, Ikoi, okay. Yes. In fact, this ordinary railroad crossing has claimed many lives. Sugita, a high school student living in Omiya, had a terrifying experience here on his way home from a friend's house. It was well past 2 a.m. So Sugita-kun chose the Ikoil Railroad crossing as a shortcut. Oh yeah, what's this? A woman at this time of night. Yeah, sounds like a trap. Hey, thanks for the follow, Slayer. Yeah, it's cool. Like, this game isn't really a game. This is like a suppose at least it gives the impression that there were actually like a bunch of people just sending in their creepy experiences, and they just sort of this is sort of like a visual novel in the literal sense that or visual short stories. Anyways, let's continue. On the other side of the crossing, there was a woman with long hair wearing white clothes standing there. And the woman who had been looking down seemed to notice Sugita and raised her head quickly. So there was a white so she grinned, lips red like an open wound on the pure white face. Then she beckoned him towards her. Uh, for some reason, Sugita's consciousness started to fade. Oh, careful or dangerous, something like that. The voice brought him back to his senses, and he realized he was at a railroad crossing with the barriers down. And then he, in panic, jumped out. And immediately after that, a train passed right in front of Sugita's eyes. It was an old man who happened to be passing by who called out. The woman's figure had vanished into the night from sight. I guess it's not night. It doesn't look like night. It might have been a woman who committed suicide at the railroad crossing. Or maybe she caused everybody to commit suicides there. Could it be that the spirits who have regrets in this world are so lonely that they, I guess, invite others to join them? Access. So it's from Omiya Street to that spot. So is it in like Tokyo? Soichi Shinkansen. I guess, yeah, so from JR Omiya station, 5 minutes by foot. Alright. And the points, ooh, the horror is 3, atmosphere 3. Ooh, this is a good spot. Sightings 3. Oh, what's this? Curse level 4 and total 3. Okay, this is the best spot so far. You know, this looking at these like totals of horror and stuff, it makes me, think there should be some game where you control like horror spots like this, and you have to either kill people, scare them, traumatize them, do something like that. I know there is some sort of like ghost managing game where you're supposed to scare people like from early 2000s, but it's not exactly the same. Anyways, if you see a woman in white that is crossing at night, don't stare. Yeah, because staring at a woman is rape culture or something, so don't do it, okay? Alright, another story down. Let's go and have a look at this one. So it's this mystery of Shosenkyo. So it's in Tokyo, and MS Sun is the protagonist. I wonder if it means a bridge like the Kyo. I'm not quite sure about the kanji. Suddenly, an unexpected event occurred. When death comes at that moment, uh, what do you what do you feel and think when you're faced with death or something? Unfortunately, due to a sudden accident, in case of a deceased person, uh, well, wait. What's going on now? Wait. Why is there this? Is there some button stuck on my controller or something because it's not stopping? Or is the game possessed? Is that the thing? Okay, and now I'm paranoid. This is probably like because I'm using a Steam controller and there's like two buttons at the back that simulate some buttons in the front. Maybe I should find a way to disable them, but sometimes I accidentally press them. Not often, but or it's just curse. But anyways, flowing beneath the steep valley and murmur of a river, the sound of leaves rustling in the wind. Um, will help you forget the hustle and bustle of the city, the mountain scenery. They lost track of time and had fun. Before I knew it, the sky was dyed and beautiful sunset color, and I realized I had traveled quite far from the end of the bus route. Oh no, oh no, yeah, oh no, it's time for the last bus. Traffic in places like this ends early. It's only just after 5 p.m., but it's already time for the last bus. And if you miss the last bus because you have to walk to the town at the foot of the mountain for about an hour. So the two of them forced their tired bodies to run to the bus stop. Just a bit away from the bus stop, the two arrived and saw the bus ahead. When found, when they saw the shape of the bus, they started running. And they, like, despite their desperate running, the bus still left, leaving them disappointed. I can't believe it. It went away. I guess there's no other way. We have to walk. That's right. A little sooner would be good if it would have been good if we went back a bit sooner. So they started walking. I trudged along the mountain path and it was getting dark around there. And the mountains night looked so eerie, like beautiful. In the daytime they look beautiful, but I guess like when it gets later it becomes more creepy. The face of the mountains or something. And at that time, from the direction they came down, they could hear a faint sound of an engine. And from behind, looking at a car was driving towards them. I'll be right back. All right. So there was a car. From the direction they came, they could faintly hear the sound of an engine. Okay, yeah, car was, and the car was a bus. What? Still a bus? Oh, it's a ghost bus, or maybe it's Totoro, the cat bus. Nekobasu. So hey, Makiko, let's jump on the bus or something. Let's ride it. So they headed for the bus and waved with both hands at it. The headlights of the bus approached them steadily. And they kept waving, but the bus wouldn't slow down. There was no signs of it slowing down. So they just drive over them. As if they hadn't noticed, the two of them waved even more vigorously as the bus passed, or I guess like the boss hadn't noticed. When they saw inside the bus, they suddenly stopped waving. It was a strange sight. Inside the bus was lit up with a pale blue light. Even the faces of the passengers, they could see them well. The funny thing, or the strange thing, was that the passengers were standing instead of sitting. And then they pressed their palms against the window and stared intently outside with bloodshot eyes. I guess the passengers. And the bus eventually disappeared into the darkness, and the two headed down to the mountain in a daze. That's weird. There's no way the bus would be running at that time. When they reached the base, they found an information desk and employee there told them um, so nobody would listen to them, and they were overcome with fear. I'm still not quite sure the the exact meaning of that sentence, but whatever. Um, so the after giving a detailed description of the bus situation, the staff member's complexion changed. That must be the bus that fell off a few years ago. It must be the bus that yeah, the bus that fell, I guess, down the mountain a few years ago, and all the passengers died. Of course, I see you are very confused. It's very sad or poor thing. So both of them heard the story, and they felt the strength leaving their bodies. So if they had got on that bus, where would it have taken them? I guess to hell. I guess another candle down, another one bites dust. Right. Let's go get another story. 31 down. Uh, go on, what's this? Some graves. Night, Midnight Ward. Kanagawa Prefecture is Moriyama Yoshiko. So, Midnight Ward. So it's like a hospital stuff. Yeah, hospital. So people. There's people's joy, sorrows, and various dramas of life and death unfold every day in hospital. Some of those stories are mysterious events and mysterious happenings about ghosts and shit. Ghosts and goblins. A story that Moriyama-san from Kanagawa Prefecture heard can be said to be one of them. So Moriyama-san's friend Miho, during her nursing apprentices, worked at the hospital. So she was a nursing apprentice nurse. And can you be a journeyman nurse? The story is about Miho. Is an experience they had or she had at the hospital. Then let's go patrol the ward. I asked first if the two nurses in charge of Misono. Where's Misono? Guess that one. When asked by a senior nurse, Misono or whatever the name is, no, it's Miho. Okay, the kanji seems is still Miho. Yes, that makes more sense. So the senior nurse told Miho that the two of them would be patrolling the large dark ward by themselves. What are you saying? Once the apprenticeship is over, you go by yourselves or something. So Miho is a nurse. So even if it's difficult, you have to. It's a learning experience or something. So she began patrolling the ward with her senior. The silent corridors felt strangely eerie, and Miho tried not to look ahead and instead kept her eyes on the senior's feet as she walked. So night at the hospitals, they are pretty creepy, right? Yes, they are. But you get used to it, it's not a big deal. So that's what Miho thought. And soon they continued patrolling, and on the corner of the corridor there was a human shape. So Miho noticed it. So Miho was she was starting to feel, I don't know, maybe more relaxed something, and she was looking ahead. So is a patient, what's wrong at this time of night? Maybe he needs to go to the toilet. So the senior didn't answer Miho's question, and they were just looking at the patient. Miho had no choice but to look at the patient as well. It's like, is it why is the big deal just to look at somebody? The patient walked towards them and smiled. He bowed deeply. And when Miho looked further, further ahead, she saw the patient bowing back. Miho also followed suit and hastily bowed. The patient slipped past them and walked away silently. Miho saw the hallway ahead as a dead end until realized that. So she realized it had been a dead end. So what was the guy doing, I guess, is the weird thing here. Senpai, senior, there's a dead end ahead. So, is that okay I guess, to go there? But the senior remains silent. Like just when I could have told her something or something. Like taught her something. Dame, no, turn around. The senior whispered to Miho in a quiet but powerful voice. Miho was surprised and asked why. The senior, patient was getting dark. No, it was last night he had died. The moment I heard that, Miho was so. The moment she heard that, Miho was so scared that her hips went limp and she sat down. After that, Miho became a registered nurse and she spent her days being busy at work. But had she turned around at that time, what would have happened? Miho was scared and she still hadn't asked her senior, I guess, about the creepy dead patient. The patient had probably so I guess like the senior had probably taken care of the patient before his death, and then maybe the patient wanted to thank the senior for it with the bow and stuff. When I think about it like that, it makes me feel a bit less scared. Okay, is that another one down? Another one bites the dust. Let's see. Do maybe one or two more. Let's see how exciting stories we get and how long and stuff. Like if this story is super long, then this will be the last one. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's super short, and then I just want to keep doing more. Let's see. Uh, so old tree, end of an old tree, and Shizuoka Prefecture, and YT-san. So it's YouTube-san. Um, so I was second year in high school, a girl, a second year student in high school, girl, whatever. And I had spiritual experiences before in the past, but the story I'm about to tell you is one of my most recent experiences. It's a very rare occurrence or something. Uh, so that Sunday, or certain Sunday, so I was the only one at home. The whole family was gone. So my mom asked her to stay at home, Stay home alone, Kevin style, in case the wet bandits came. So even if you're home at all, you can't do anything. Well, it's no reason not to do anything, I guess, even if you're home alone. Cleaning the whole house is like, of course, sounds crazy if you have to clean the whole house by yourself. Have to. Oh, in addition to cleaning around the house, you have to cook your own meals. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to clean the whole house. Okay. And you get used to it, or what you don't get used to it is not something you have to force yourself to do. She was busy working early in the morning, and she laid down on that bed tired, so she fell asleep like that. It was a very unpleasant sound. It was about to wake up. Still sleepy, so I was half asleep, and it was noisy, and she was thinking, what? That sound? Please stop. So next moment she felt a shock as being hit on the head with a blunt object, and she woke up completely. Nothing fell on her, and she didn't fall off the bed. So what did hit her on the head then? But the pain in her head proved it wasn't a dream. What's this? What happened? I don't know. Like this. What's this pain? Like it doesn't make. I can't understand where the pain came from, I guess. To the east, discomfort, uh, even if it's against the wind. She went to the window. I don't know, maybe to use the wind to soothe her. I'm not quite sure what's the bit about the wind. So then outside the window, she saw. She could understand everything. Was an So it had been rooted in the land for a long time. It was the death cry of a spirit. Yes, it was the old tree, because this story was something about a tree, right? Was telling me, or when I was little, I played with the tree, and did he announce his own death? It still doesn't mention the tree, but it's obviously a tree, right? What I saw was this: for the sake of the land readjustment was brutally cut down. So the old cherry tree had been cut down because of some land readjustment crap. So the cherry tree was cut down. Damn George Washington, always cutting down cherry trees. So there now is a parking lot for people. Right. Again, it's fucking skipping stuff. Anyways, um, lost due to human selfish reasons, like the life must be somewhere. Well, so it screams like this every day. Like is the life like the tree screaming to her every day because the life was lost for selfish human reasons or something. Okay, I think this story like maybe it was interesting, but it was trying to be too poetic, so it feels a bit fake or something because of that. Right, let's take one more at least. So inside the tunnel in Tokyo, and it's a PN, some anonymous. Guess yeah. No, it's Matsutake Umi-san. Is that the? I think it's Umi. The last kanji in the name. You know, whatever. Or it's Umi. No, it's Ume probably. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. So senpai, the seniors, Sekiguchi-san, like 4 years ago. I guess the Sekiguchi-san is the one who experienced this stuff 4 years ago. The senpai, senior. Was during summer vacation with 6 people on the way to Izu. Hey, other stories have mentioned Izu. Not today, I think, but earlier streams. Senior drives the car alone, and the other 5 people boarded a Varashi bus, left Tokyo at 8 p.m. Why does it? No, it's not far. It's Wagonsha. It's not Varashi bus. What was my soft? Yeah, they Wagonsha. It's like a wagon car. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that is. Is it just a certain kind of car or a bus or something? Anyways, and they arrived at the Hakone on Tomei Expressway. It was stuck in a 30-kilometer traffic jam. They had no choice but to take the mountain road to Izu, so they decided to go that way. By the time they got out of the traffic jam and onto the mountain road, it was apparently past 11 o'clock. And there were lots of tunnels around there, and the paved road, there weren't really any paved roads. So on the road, the senior said he was overcome by a strange sensation. So it was So it was a winding road, and then when they got to the third tunnel, they felt a nasty chill. Chill, dude. At that time, the senior didn't seem to mind, and they were concentrating on driving. After a while, the car left the mountain road, and they entered a major national highway. Highway, said Louis the King. Then they I guess drove about 1 kilometer, and they looked to the left and saw 300 meters, like there was juice. A vending machine. I guess they wanted to buy something to drink. Uh, so the senior bashing signaled with bashing is bashing, pashing. It's not bashing, it's pashing. Does it mean just okay? He signaled that he's gonna pass, I guess, the other cars. Or I guess that's because it uses katakana English word pashing, or at least I pashing assume it means passing. And there was a small rest area, so this friend, having received the signal, parked the car there and was resting. So yeah, I guess they were like, yeah, two cars, they were driving around the car. Okay, when they got out of the car, the friend who had arrived earlier was lighting a cigarette. And seemed to be the last one, as the ones looked at the cigarette longingly. Senior realized that he too had run out of cigarettes, and the senior remembered that there was a cigarette vending machine in front of the tunnel where they had felt the chill earlier. So after playing some rock paper scissors, so the senior had, I guess, lost and had to go back to the vending machine. And then the senior went to buy cigarettes for 6 people and went about 2 kilometers ahead. And the vending machine, he went back to the vending machine there. So the senior drove the car and go through the tunnel they just passed through and bought some cigarettes from the vending machine. And then again they entered a tunnel. He entered the tunnel. What's this? So when they entered the tunnel, he heard a strange voice, and senior casually checked the back seat in the rear view mirror. There was nobody there. There was only one. Yeah, there was nobody, no other cars there either. No, it said something, but didn't really hear. I tried to increase the volume and stuff, but it said something creepy. So next, the clear voice. Okay, it said the name of the senior. Okay. So it's the spirit of tobacco. So the senior Looked in the rear view mirror again and checked the back seat. As expected, nobody was there. Get out. Quickly out of this tunnel. So get out of this tunnel quickly. So press the accelerator all the way down and try to get out quickly. And then crash and die, of course. Huh? Whoa! Hey, this is becoming Initial D. Um, well, they didn't really realize how upset they were, I guess, or he didn't realize. It was a sharp turn, and the senior made a quick decision and steered. He swerved to the left and braked hard. So the car crashed along the guardrail and stopped 15 meters away. So under the guardrail, if you fall, there's no guarantee of life. I mean, if you fall down from the guardrail, I guess there's no guarantee that you will survive. There was a bottom of a valley opening up there or something. So it was a close call. Or I guess it's like a hair's length um, from dying or something. It was dangerous. If it was a little bit later, it would have been bad. The senior wiped the sweat from his brow. And that time, someone whispered in his ear with a frustrated look. Whispered in frustration or something, like in a frustrated manner, I guess. It was as if they were treating him as a prey. They were hunting. Then, since then, the senior has. When the senior was in that tunnel, be careful not to get close when heading towards Izu. Was always, I guess means like stay away from that tunnel and take another route if going to Izu. Makes sense. So yeah, everyone be careful when you exit a tunnel. Something invisible might be targeting you. Maybe. Dun dun dun. Alright, maybe let's do one more. One more story. Special story. Okay, so this is gonna be one of these babbly blah blah stories. What's the title? Like something Earth person screaming in the ground.
いぶ前の話なんだけども、もう全然キャンプ慣れてないんですよ。で、これいうのがで、私もキャンプ慣れてなかったんだけど、なんとかやったことなんですが、そんな感じなんですけど、どこへ行ったやら、まあ分かりませんが、多分、まあ東京近郊の山だったんでしょうね。出かけたわけで。で、素人のくせしてテント張って生意気に、その中に入ってたわけですよね。で、やっぱり寝るったって、普段慣れてませんから、どうもうまく寝れない。そのうち疲れてて、くすって寝込んじゃったんですね。夜中に寒いんで目が開いた。隣にいるはずの友達がいないんで、あいつどこ行ったんだろうなと思ってた。で、小便でもしてんのかなと思ったら、向こうの方から、だから、だから、カシだから、もうって言ってんだと。それにしても随分帰ってくるのが遅いんで、気になっちゃって。で、テントから出て、名前が呼んだんだけども、返事がない。でも、確かに向こうの方から、カシカシ来たけど、なんか掘るような音がするんで、音のする方へ行ってみた。なんだろうな。そうすると、夜の月明かりがって山のそのへりのところなんだそうですが、かなり高いところがあって、友達の影が動いてる。あいつだ。おーいおーいおーいって耳気もしないで、ガッシャガッシャガッシャガシャな。気持ち悪かったから自分行ってみたの。何やってんだよお前。ぼーっとめてこっち見るんだそうですよ。おいほらおい何やってんだよ。あうんこの人がさ、穴掘られてから穴掘られてから。この人誰だよほら言うんだそうですよ。お前夜中に穴掘るばっかいねえぞ来いよ。見たらかなり深く穴掘ってたんですね。でその時にこの人って言ったそばを見たらば、不思議なのがもう一人まるでいたかのようにそちらに土が乗ってあったんですよ。気持ち悪いから俺早く来いよ行こうよって言って連れてきて、でそいつも寝ちゃった、自分も寝ちゃった、朝になっちゃった。もうすっかり次のことは忘れてるわけで、昨日のことなんだね。お前ダメだよ昨日お前穴掘ってて気持ち悪いなお前は言って、でまあ全然何もなくキャンプを楽しんでね、物作ったり食ったりしてやってたので、またまた夜になってじゃあ寝るぞと寝るんだと。で寝てるうちにまたふっと目が開いてひょいと見たらいない。あのバカまたどっか行っちゃったなと思って、そうで様子がってると確かに向こうでキャンカチンっていうような音がする。でザラザラってなる。おーいおーいって見ながら昨日その場所行ってみた。案の定誰かが一生懸命スコップで持って今度は土を戻してる。おーいおーいおーい近づいてったらそのシルエットがなんか違うんです。あれと思っておーいって言ったら、それがくるっと見てさっといなかった。なんだと思って見てみたら、穴に腰まで埋まって友達が立ってるんですよ、穴の中に。お前何やってんだよお前、土かぶったの死んじゃうじゃないか。って見た目が点になっててほとんど意識がない。あんた来いあんた来いってすると引っ張ってあげて連れてった。全然意識がない。もうこれよくないから場所変えようやってテントを変えて、まあ一晩今日送ったら明日降りようやという話でした。でずーっとその日は気になったもんだから夜もほとんど寝ないで友達の方を見てた。夜中になったら風が吹いてくると一緒になんかこうってくるんですね。遠くの方から「おーいおーい」って呼ぶんだそうですよ。おーいと友達がむくっときたんで、行くんじゃないよ行くんじゃないよ絶対に。一体何が言ってるのか知らないけども、お前な行くんじゃない、生きたらお前だって殺されるぞ。さすがに怖いもんだから彼もブルブルブルブル震えたっきりありったけのもん周りにかぶってずーっとテントの中に起きてたんです。ところが友達の方はうっつらうっつらうっつらって寝ちゃったんです。そ そうなるとこっち満喫するもんだから、じゃあ寝ようか。うつらーっと長いこと起きてたんで、やっぱり疲れが出てきたんでしょうね。ふわーふわーっとして眠くなっちゃった。テントのすぐそこでもって、おい、なんだそうですよ。おい、自分ら二人しかいないんですよ。おい、おっと、見た。おそろそろテントのそばに、あれ見ない。でもすぐ近くです。おい、はい、テントのすぐそばのとこに、ちょうど地面から鼻から上だけ出したまま埋まってて、目がこっち見て、おい、出してくれよ。
Okay. I guess there was some guy emerging from the ground and yelling "Oi, oi, oi!" and somebody was camping or something in wherever. I don't know. Like the the speech is a bit stuttering for me too. Like so, I think it's just it's not a bug, it's a feature, or rather, it's a it's with the game and not with the internet connection or anything. If the voice sounds stuttery to you and stuff, which it makes it even more difficult to understand because that sort of conversational Japanese is still quite difficult for me to understand. And if it's stuttering and stuff and sort of slow voice is even more difficult. But still wanna play them. Maybe somebody else understands Japanese much better than me and can derive something out of these stories. But yeah, they're not that interesting for me because it's like what's going on. But anyways, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm Adventure Argonaut. Thank you for watching and bye bye.